Hello and welcome back to King Aegon Targaryen's War of the Conquest. In the last episode, we have just been kind of consolidating our peace and hoping to see if our regency will end, and it should end soon. But more importantly than all of that, we finally tamed a dragon, and it was Meraxes, the largest dragon in the world. So Aegon's in a good place, looking definitely like his arrow is pointing upwards. He's turning out pretty decently with his traits, not great, obviously. And as it turns out, he's actually... Oh, that's Dragon Rider. I was thinking he's quite martially leaning, but that's just the Dragon Rider trait. We probably should have educated intrigue rather than diplomacy, though. But still, I think both of them have similar stats. So, let's get going quickly, because at this point what we want to do is just power through the rest of his regency so we can actually start doing something. The wall is under assault, and the Night's Watch is hard-pressed to defend it. They have called on all lords of the realm to take up arms and aid them in defending the realm from dangers beyond the wall. Prince Cregan Stark, Cregan the Black, they call him. And it's High Chief Borodir Hornblower who's invading. Sure, ready the men. I'll send you the Stark men. Lord Mark is asking us to deal with an assassination attempt inside our realm, and it's one we can actually deal with. So, apparently Adrian Foote is dishonorable, but you're the one plotting to kill someone. I can send him to jail, grant him a perpetrator's title so I can give Mark a claim on Nuns Deep. Basically just say it's yours. I might do that since he is the High Lord of the region. This man is dishonorable. Who did you kill? She's your rival, your wife. Dorna Hill, the bastard. Oh, there it is. Sennelia Lefford. Oh, so that's actually quite personal, isn't it? He killed his... not his wife, but the woman he was sleeping with, who also happens to be his cousin, so he killed his cousin, essentially. I won't quite grant you his titles for that, but I will say off to jail with him and imprison Lord Adrian Foote. Playing about his dark cell, let him rot, good sir. You can probably be banished to the Night's Watch for your murder, especially with the outbreak of war. A good knight like you, a good fighter, is what I mean. Not a good knight in the sense of, you know, the vows, because he's clearly not living up to those. But he's a pretty good fighter, good commander. He'll be a good sword to be on the wall. Where's Stark? Robin. Oh yeah, you're just not after. I'll send the Lord Commander. 12,000 men. He will squash that wildling invasion. Call for Dragon Riders. Don't want to do that at all. My brother's still being taught by Lionel, and I'm being taught by Jared, that's right, to become a better fighter. Merendon Darien has died comatose in bed. He's the incest child. Which, you'll remember I was looking through their family to find an incest kid. That's the one. That's the one that ended up all messed up, and he's finally died because of it. So, yeah, I guess that's why you shouldn't marry your cousin. In case you didn't know that. My guardian has taken me as a squire, so I'm the squire of Jared Staunton now. Interesting. He's the master at arms. Pretty good knight and warrior. Really good, actually. King Aegon, after listening to the advice of a group of my bannermen led by Lord Arrant Ironwood of the Stoneway, I hereby relinquish my position as Lord Paramount of Dorne in favor of Lady Dacella Martell. I don't mind that. Ultimately, you were just meant to hold Dorne till your wife had a kid. Or not till your wife had a kid, but you were never, like, instilling a Targaryen dynasty in Dorne. It was just you were in charge because of your grandfather, and I married you to the Martells, so the Martells would take over through inheritance. So I don't mind the Martells taking over one generation earlier through a faction, and they're finally back in power. More power to them. Thus, Dacella Martell rules. He's still Lord Paramount. He's just now married to the person who's really in charge. He does have a dragon too, Elenixes. I've been having these special feelings for a special someone lately. The strange urge is to find myself embraced and close to another person. If I could only find myself alone with the carpenter's daughter. No, I'd better keep those thoughts for myself. I am chaste. So no, he's not going to do that. He is going to act chastely. I think that's a fairly obvious decision there. But it's nice to see pretty much all the great houses back in power, with the exception of the Lannisters, because the Smallwoods still control the West. But even the Tullys have taken over the Riverlands. Oh, the Greyjoys are also not in power, so that's 2. What's going on here? Keith still holds that. Are there any Lannisters left? Huh. I think the Lannister line might have legitimately died. Oh no, that's Seaguard. Okay. If there's no claimants, then that would mean there's no Lannisters. So, there's still a couple left. 8 left, and there's the Lannisport line, I'm assuming. Yeah. It's the line of Leicester, actually. They've all fallen to the Grey Plague in the line of Leicester. Gawain Lannister, we remember, was in the Kingsguard. Still Benera and Tiora. These are the only 2 descendants of the line that actually held, or the direct descendants of the line that held Casterly Rock. Through Tywin, Loren, Davin, the monstrous who lost them their titles, these are the only one of his family still alive. Benera is married to a Jast, so there goes her kid's name, and Tiora is more than likely also going to marry normally. Did Tybalt have any? He had a daughter, a Bigglestone daughter, so he married matrilineally. Oh. He had 2 daughters, Tyrion and Rohan Lannister. Both are old and dying. And I presume the other ones are in Lannisport, which would be Loren and his 2 sisters, Joanna and Alice. Yeah. Then you have the 2 girls of the Davin the Monstrous and the 2 older women, and that makes up 7. So there's someone I'm missing. Doesn't matter. It's pretty much the Lannister line. Yeah. Probably someone rather insignificant. Let's just have a look through here. Nothing. Okay. But yeah, the Lannisters are in a bad shape. Loren is married to a 64-year-old Beesbury, so an heir is not very likely through her. He'll have to get remarried. He's also gay, though. So, I don't know how I'll go with him having kids. His sisters are clearly both older and both married normally, so they're not going to have a Martell heir. Bad stuff for the Lannisters. They're in trouble. How's the army going? Got here. Let's lift the siege of the Shadow Tower. They're running. I would too, to be fair. That was when we split the troops. This 4,000 keeps going with the Lord Commander's men. Meanwhile, Mace the Boar will intercept them at Winter Keep. Just close in on them from the north. Oh, he's going to need to. There's the Night's Watchman coming in. Okay, we almost lost that battle, though. They on Nightshield. He's unyielding, that's why. He was tough. Send in the Boar's forces just to the Gorge. Or Fork Top. Go take Winter Keep, because I'm assuming the Lord Commander's taking Fork Top. You just hold Shadow Tower, Harwin. Just want your men holding the wall. Oh, come on. Off to the fist. You are really good. Oh, the boar, I forgot. I forgot about this. I had to change this. We're going back into it, guys. I feel confident I can find this boar. Bear with me. So I'm fairly certain I just skipped it. And it wasn't like before the, well, the chicken or whatever that shows up there. Can see, oh, okay, let's go. Okay, yeah. It's the beginning of the animals again. There we go. Yes! A boar. We did it. Mace the boar. Let's give him a white boar since we plan on making him with a Kingsguard. On a, I don't know, a red field, maybe? How would that look? Probably bad, huh? No, that looks okay. Yeah. I don't know, Borley. Sure makes Borley. Let's just, let's... Borley. There we go. Make it like that. Sir Mace Borley. I expect him to join the Kingsguard. He might not. But at least he got that done. Travelers bring rumors of fire and blood. They say Elenixies escaped from the dungeons. So Aegon tried to tame his young dragon, and he's failed. But he's a true Targaryen. I guess he's through his mother. And the line is a little watered down for him. I mean, only one Targaryen grandparent? I don't know. Not enough incest. And then, close line for you. He's failed. He's wounded, and Elenixies built a lair in Mantares. It's actually gone across... Oh, wait, no, because he's in the Narrow He's in Mantares. Whining about his wife ruling. There you go. Cross into the gorge. Excellent news. Good tax revenue. The merchants, a Septon, and the lords all claim the rights to spoils from shipwrecks that capsize outside of Dragonstone. The rights to the spoils will be given to the Septon, in which case I gain piety and the Septon's happy, the commoners, in which case the Master of Durlin is happy, which really doesn't matter to me, or the nobility, in which case Jerisso Paynir, Sorana Paynir, and Merrick of Windworm, Merrick Scales, are all happy with me. Or I could just give him to the crown. There goes prestige, I get gold. Oh, he's got a face. He's really kind of got those depressed eyes going for him, huh? But he looks cool. I like him. Lionel, what would you do? Suppose what would benefit him more. So, give it to the nobility, I think is what he wants. Because the Septon really has little to no power. The commoners have no power. I think Lionel appeals to what basically has the most influence, which is the nobility. You asked Lord Jarrett to teach you how to fight fight better with a sword. God damn. Stick him with the pointy end. It's the first lesson. Well, Elenixies found a dragon rider. Bay Simeon, the 70-year-old Mantarian, has tamed the young dragon. Which obviously immediately means I'm a false religion. Damn it. It's a problem. Travelers bring rumors of fire and blood. They say Sir Aegor of the Kingsgate, one of my commanders who I plan to make add to my Kingsguard, tamed the dragon Dragox. I don't like this. Aegon has now tried to hatch another dragon egg and he failed again. He is not a good Targaryen. You clearly have some Targaryen blood in you or something, some Valyrian blood. So, what do we call him? Okay, let's get a little think. I don't know. Thin Flame? Aegor Thin Flame? That's the best I got. That's all I could think of. And let's give him a nice Valyrian. Come on. Dragon, yeah. I suppose something somewhat similar to the Targaryens. I don't think you actually have the Targaryen sigil to pick from. So I'll just have to go with whatever is closest for Mr. Thin Flame. Wow. There is nothing here. There is nothing here. I could have sworn there was something similar. Like target dragon with 3 heads or something, which was like smaller, pointing the other way or something. I might have just been completely wrong, but I assumed there was one here. Whatever, we'll just give you this. And we will make it a red dragon, like the Targaryen dragon. This one, this red, I suppose, but not a black background. Give you a nice blue background over the sea. Sir Aegor Thinflame. I like that. I think that's cool. He's got himself a dragon. Luckily, he was already in my court. So we actually do have a dragon rider now to work. Let's actually not add him to the King's Guard, and we'll marry him off and keep his line going, because they could clearly be good to us. Is there a Valyrian woman you could marry, maybe? Westerosi Valyrian, if any. Oh, Scales. That's perfect. Marry the young Scales girl. My mission in the area has so far been a success. Perfect. Willem Aaron loves me. I guess go back to Smallwood and get him on side. There's no factions, so it's really about improving with Smallwood, Durrandon, maybe the Tullys? Although I'd like to... let's actually have a look at the rank. See if there's someone who doesn't like me. There is not. Of the Great Lords, none of them just outright do not like me. Poor relationship with the Valerians. I don't like them being negative with me. Why do you not like me? Desires the High Lordship. And coward. Do you think I'm a coward? Why? Accept your suggestion of marriage. That's good. Thinflame gets married. As a dragon rider of great renown, I do not see in my own self-interest to marry Serenity Skill. Are you an idiot? You are keeping your family name. I'm gonna do this, convert it to a normal. This was what it was, but sure. Oh, congrats, real winner, you. After a couple of days just spending some time doing things I love, hunting, reading, and visiting friends, life does not seem as gray as it did before. Feel better now. So Aegon is no longer depressed, which is really nice to see just before he takes over the throne. He is actually pretty happy. Battle of Ruddy Hall was a victory. Captured a wildling by the name of Davy, who will be swiftly beheaded. Jaehaerys needs some sort of focus, so let's... Oh no, this is not Jaehaerys, this is Jaehaerys. Yeah, my cousin, who is stewardship focused. I am obviously very diplomacy focused. I am kind, so I don't think gonna leave him to struggle, for example. Probably easier just to look at the things you wouldn't do. Deceitful. Kind, deceitful. Maybe humility, because I think that could be working with deceit and kindness, as well as his diplomacy leaning. Etiquette, I think, would also lean to both of these. Maybe we could just have him learn his duty. But I don't know that's Aegon's style. Tutored by artisans and merchants, focusing on mathematics and invention. He does seem like a stewardship-focused kid, so maybe letting him focus more on what he likes would be what I would do. So either thrift or duty is what I'm thinking. Curious and fussy. Duty, which only gives conscientious. Let's do thrift. I don't think I do it enough for kids. Yeah. I think you guys understood my thought process behind that. Right? I mean, I think it's also somewhat cunning to essentially just get the kid to like you more, so by playing him more to what he wants to do. Make more friends in court. Jerian Bywater was murdered by Sir Terence Greenfield. You murdered my... Why can't I imprison him? Captured by Lord Commander. Okay, so we've actually got him. Good. All the men back here. And now I'm in need of a new advisor. Great. Robin Stark, Edmund Tully. Don't want to give a Tully position because they've been really aggressive with me. So I suppose that leaves Stark, but they've also not been great to me. Let's just make it Harwin Vance, the Lord Commander. He's been very loyal to me and very key to the young king's rule. Been with me through thick and thin, leading my armies. So definitely want to give him a seat on the council. Seems White Harbor is losing, which I did not expect. I'm drilling day and night. Being a squire is hard, but it's the price to pay for glory. So oh, it's a small chance. Oh, it worked! My prowess in the arts of personal combat have improved, so I've actually become a trained fighter. I didn't think I would, but Aegon is at least able to hold his own in a fight, which is good. Really good. Definitely do like, just in general, how he's turned out. Martially, he's turned out pretty competent, so he can lead men with his dragon. He also seems like he'll be a good diplomat and intrigue guy. Unless the education is completely botched. City of King's Landing, so Simon Kindlin has finally died. We need a new commander of the Gold Cloaks. Could name Thin Flame to it, but I don't think he wants to do that. I think Worm Seahorse is in a... Oh, he's King's Justice, that's right. Didn't I have some family? Yes, my Uncle Jaceres. Congrats. You can command the Gold Cloaks in King's Landing, Uncle. So that'll keep him from whining, and it also... Oh, not uncle, grandfather, sorry. And it also keeps a close family member in command of the Gold Cloaks, so someone I can more than likely trust, which is always nice. Oh, come on. Usurped the title of the Lordship of Woodmere. Arwood Ryger did. But how did you do that? He also took Mossborough. Both these titles belong to me in this damned Lord of the Riverlands. I sneakily got both of them. How do I do that? I want them back. I want both those titles back. Mossborough is supposed to be mine, right? Yes, absolutely. Simon Ryger has it. Unbelievable. My mission to improve your good name has been okay, with Rosby. That's fine. Dornish Civil War to increase council power. I might have to actually retract vassalage off of you, is what I'm thinking. Don't see the oh, probably because I'm not full king yet. Oh, and also the low realm authority will more than likely not let me. So that's not great. Still, at least we know what our first order of business is when we take charge. That's to change the realm authority. Vakar now rides Elenixi, so another Mantarian man, one riddled with disease and just terrible traits. He's also severely injured. Tamed the dragon Elenixis, which was tamed by the other older Mantarian man, which I'm assuming has already died, and I just didn't get an event about it. Night's Watch is hard-pressed again. What are you hard-pressed by? Hardhome? Didn't even get to get my men out of there. Harwin and Mace. You just charge Hardhome, honestly. Just go and take them. Damn these guys. Go to Eastwatch. Oh! Lord Mickle of Sweetport Sound has declared war against the tyranny of King Aegon. And this is 9 days before the Regency is over. So here comes Lord Smallwood, immediately swearing his loyalty to me. Mickle has revolted against me, citing evidence of plans to have him arrested and banished. It's undoubtedly the plot of one of my enemies seeking to undermine my power. Who could have done such a thing? Mickle Horp of Sweetport Sound. And he's actually got Valerion on his side. Aside from that, Smallwood has immediately sworn to me as men. And I don't expect a lot of Lord Paramounts would see a reason to rebel against me, since they mostly seem to like me. Gather these men. I can actually get a decent amount of men because they all like me, which is really good. Oh, come on. There you go. Go to Massey's Hook. Go there. You just go right there. You can go here, and you two can go here just to embark. That'll be the goal. Get you all to embark on those ships while everyone else gathers in King's Landing. So here comes Lord Ulf Harlaw siding with me as well, Lady Eliana Durandon, and Lord Luther Frey. None of the great lords have sided against me, it seems. I'm actually going to hold this group of 1,000 men just here, because it keeps them trapped for now, which is very nice. And my regency has finally ended. I have finished my education in diplomacy. I find that I have some talent for it. I've become a charismatic negotiator, which leaves me with very balanced stats all around. First things first, though. I think I'm going to go with carousing. I want to get people on side. He's a diplomatically leaning man, kind but cunning. I think this is the option for both of those. And especially since I want to change the Rome authority. I want to keep people liking me. First things first, we want to win this war. I think that's obvious. Lord Valerian's treason is one thing, but that a Valerian stands beside the Iron Throne carrying the very sword sworn to defend your life, can Sir Athan be trusted to honor his vows before his family? Can he? I am kind. Do you think I'll trust him? He's been loyal to me so far. He's a knight of the King's Guard. He will do his duty. Hopefully he won't betray me. Battle of Sable Hall was a victory. Don't know what battle... Oh, that's in the north. Yeah, sorry. Still have to fight that war. We'll just say the Northerners have kept out of it because their men are fighting for Hardhome. They're technically declaring for the king or whatever. They're not declaring for the king in this war, but they're helping the king keep the wall clean, and that's where the Lord Commander is. It's come to my attention nobody's been designated as regent. No, thank you, Davos. No thanks. I'm going to make my own regent, thank you very much. I could pick the Master of Vespers, the man who raised me, basically. He was pretty competent. Or I could go just with my hand, which is Robin Darkland. Now, you wouldn't be a very good hand. I think he wants to serve more in the Master of Whispers position. So Lord Robin Darkland will be the new regent because he is the hand of the king. The dragon Volon has produced offspring of its own, hatching a new dragon from a clutch of her eggs. Blackwing. Cool dragon name. No matter what I was doing or where I was, Catelyn always seemed to find me, but seemed tongue-tied and shy. I was alone in the library reading when she finally got the courage to talk to me. You are so sweet. I like you too. Go away, I don't like you. I mean, it's chaste. It's a chaste kind of reply, isn't it, right? It's not like, oh, great, baby, let's get on with it. You know, it's just, yeah, I like you too, yada yada. He's kind, and I think this would be too mean, scornful replies, so we'll say this. Although I don't want them to become infatuated. She's one of my few friends, though. So I suppose he could become infatuated with her. Don't see why not. Maybe Aegon will fall in love with her, and I definitely see him as the kind of king who could break his betrothal to marry a commoner. Although he is deceitful, and we'd have to think that through before breaking a marriage with the sister of the Lord of the Westerlands and the current heir to the Westerlands. Well, come on. Sail you here. How? There we go. That's perfect. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to gather these 10,000 men. And I will send Aegon, leading the men himself, with him Davos Boggs of North Cracklaw Point, and Sir Piers Faring, and they'll go and basically lift the siege of Dragonstone, his home, and take Driftmark out, while this group of 3,200, a smaller group, will be commanded by Aegor Thinflame, With him, I want Sir Mace Borley. Yeah. Just checking that I hadn't put him commanding. And Beric Chelstead. And they will be tasked with breaking the armies of the Lord of Sweetport Sound, which is not a sunglass, right? No, it's a horp. It's very basic kind of plans. We'll just probably land immediately on Dragonstone. So I don't see us having too many issues. Yeah, I think it's a more heroic kind of disembark for Aegon, leading his men off the ships and immediately lifting the siege. It's a nice tale for him, which I think he'll want people to remember him for. My liege, I believe one of your vassals can be discouraged from associating with conspirational factions. I'll definitely do this. He's cunning. Pay him a visit on my dragon and just, you know, he'll be scared off by the implication of danger. Oh, you shouldn't be raised. Lord Valerian of Driftmark is trying to usurp my title. His Master of Laws, Vermin, is supposedly traveling around Driftmark trying to find both documents and supporters to help him legitimize a claim on my title. I need to do something about it. Valerian, I mean, make him disappear seems like the more cunning option. Riding astride Meraxes, you fly to pay Lord Peyton unannounced visit. On arrival, you land on the highest tower of Ironmount, your dragon letting out a loud roar. Lord Peyton was quick to realize the implication of your visit. See? Welcoming you humbly and promising eternal loyalty. That's misspelled. My dragon sufficiently cowed him. Good. We have beaten the men in the Battle of Durlin. Completely one-sided. Your kinsman Prince Valerian has decreed in his will that you shall receive his prized dragon egg. So Valerian has finally died, a natural death, no child. And he's actually left me his dragon egg. Dark Sister's mine, and where's Blackfire? On Dragonstone, you noticed the stone. Okay, where is Blackfire? Did I also get Blackfire and just not get an... Yes, I did. Great. So we've gotten both Valerian's Stole Swords with Valerian's death. And this will immediately bring a lot of legitimacy to my rule. Especially since I'm now the senior line of House Targaryen with Valerian dead. I have Blackfire, I have his dragon egg, which... You don't have a dragon egg, do you? Well then, Jaehaerys. And Joy. As is now Targaryen tradition, you have young Jaehaerys sleep in his bed with his new dragon egg. If a dragon is hatched, it shall be a sign that the child is indeed true Targaryen. But what if the dragon is weak? And I guess we'll hold on to Dark Sister for now. I don't want to give it off too soon. Do jot some ideas down in the comments if you want me to give Dark Sister to anyone specifically. Like, maybe the Lord Commander, since he's been so loyal. Harwin Vance could have it. I don't know how the laws of inheritance would work. I assume I'd get it after his death. The dragon Dragox is a ravenous beast. She regularly roams the lands of King's Landing, gorging on the livestock of the small folk. Hundreds of them have sought audience with you in the past months to protest at this, their discontent growing all the while. Offer them vague promises and apologies. And no, I think that's what it was. But I'm not going to burn Driftmark down to the ground. Don't think that's what he wants to do. Claplord, Mitchell, and Irons. Yes. Leave the rest. And I think we'll just make him surrender. We've won the war. The rebels' armies have been crushed by our brave loyalist, Lord Mitchell Horp, one of the traitors, has been brought before you to hear your judgment. Now we could be a merciful king, and we could let him bend the knee, because we do know this was because of a plot. Or we could send him to the dungeon and strip him of his title. Is House Sunglass just completely... No, they still exist. Through her. So I could strip him of his title and, for example, just give it to Thin Flame. Because it's a Horp. It's not even a Sunglass. And I think I'm definitely going to strip him of his title. And I'll let the Valerians bend the knee. And that'll be how he kind of shows his merciful side. And also, you know, his more kind of wrath side, I guess. Showing that he's more like Aegon the Conqueror, I suppose. Send him to the dungeons. You will bend the knee. Yes, reprimanded, and I'll have a hostage from you. So your son, I assume? Yeah, Lucerys Valerian. And now, because there's no real Kinsman of Sweetport Sound. Oh, the authority is high enough. It's not high enough for that. So I guess this is where we have to do this. Change realm authority, and with this, I'll end the episode. This war should finish rather soon. The beginning of the next episode, once realm authority is instilled, that'll more than likely remind me of what I have to do with old Lord Horp take his title. Do leave some comments if you want me to give Sweetport Sound to anyone specifically, or if you want me to give Dark Sister to anyone specifically. Aside from that, I hope you guys have enjoyed. I've been Nihilism. This has been Aegon's Conquest. If you did like this, do like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Goodbye.